Hey, love bugs. Welcome to Love Grind. I'm Ebony, your host, and I wasn't going to get on the mic tonight. I just suffered a really big loss, very devastating, but I had to have an outlet. Otherwise, I would go stir crazy. So, decided to jump on the mic. And tonight, we're going to talk about something that's hard for us all to do, what your ex's behavior really says about you. We can't keep blaming the other party all of the time. You have to look inward, which is a very hard step to take, but once you take it, you see some clarity and you can start to fix it. Let's get started. Are you driving yourself crazy trying to figure out what's going on in your ex's head? Going over every social media post, every text, every little rumor you hear? Feels like if you could just crack the code of their behavior, you'd finally get the answers you're looking for. But what if I told you their actions aren't really about their feelings for you? What if instead they're a mirror, reflecting what you need to see in yourself to actually heal and move forward? In this episode tonight, we're going to decode what your ex's behavior really says about you and how to use that knowledge to reclaim your power. Look, the obsession is totally understandable. You shared a huge part of your life with this person, and their sudden change in behavior or even their silence feels like a puzzle you just have to solve, right? It's a natural response to a major loss. Breakups can seriously mess with our sense of self, leaving us questioning our own value. But constantly analyzing what they're doing just keeps you trapped in a cycle of pain, searching for answers where you'll never find them. The key to your healing doesn't lie in understanding them better. It lies in understanding what their behavior is showing you about your own path forward. So today we're flipping the script. We're going to look at 5 common post-breakup behaviors and reframe them. Not as clues about your ex, but as a powerful lesson for you, for us. Number 1, the angry ex, a reflection of your lingering impact. Let's start with the really confusing one, love bugs, the angry ex. This is the ex who seems to just despise you now. They might pick fights, act hostile, or even tell you they hate you. Every conversation, if you can get one, is loaded with resentment, and it's easy to take that personally and think you must be a terrible person to inspire that kind of rage. But here's the reframe. Their anger isn't a measurement of how awful you are. It's a sign of their own unresolved attachment. You've probably heard the saying, opposite of love isn't hate, it's indifference. There's a lot of truth in that. Intense emotions, positive or negative, often signal a strong lingering connection. Their anger is usually a mask for their own hurt, a way to deal with feelings they just can't process otherwise. It might even be what some experts call angry guilt, where they regret the breakup but can't admit it. If so, they lash out instead. So, what does that say about you, about us? It shows the depth of the connection that you had. You made a real impact on their life, so much so that cutting that tie has thrown them into an emotional chaos. The lesson here isn't to soak up their anger, but to see it as the last ember of a fire that once burned bright. Your job, love bugs, is to let them own their emotional state. You don't have to put out their fire or get burned by it. You can watch it from a distance and see it for what it is. It's a sign of their struggle, not a verdict on your character. This is your chance to practice emotional detachment and protect your own peace. Can't keep carrying that guilt. Number 2, the rebound ex. Ooh, a mirror to your own value. Next up is one of the most painful situations. Okay, the ex who jumps into a new relationship at lightning speed and makes sure that you see it. Their social media suddenly becomes a highlight reel of their amazing new life. Romantic dinners you never got, weekend trips they didn't even think about taking you on, endless smiling photos with their new partner. Every post can feel like a personal attack, designed to prove how much better they are without you. You're left feeling totally replaceable. Here's the reframe. This behavior is often less about their genuine happiness and more about their own deep-seated insecurities. People who are truly content and secure don't usually feel the need to flaunt around on social media or broadcast it to the world, especially not for their ex, right? This kind of flaunting is often an attempt to win the breakup, soothe a bruised ego, or just fill the void you left behind. Can't fill your shoes, you can never be me though. That's what I say. They're looking for a validation from the outside because they can't find it within themselves. They might even be trying to make you jealous to see if you still care. So, what does this mean about you? It forces you to make a critical choice. Are you going to get your sense of worth from their actions, or are you going to build from within? Seeing them move on, so to speak, can trigger some intense feelings of inadequacy. But this is your moment to learn one of life's most important lessons, love bugs. Your value is inherent. It was never tied to their validation or your relationship status anyway. And this is a huge opportunity to turn inward and start validating yourself. It's a chance to rediscover your own interests, reconnect with friends who lift you up, and remember all of your amazing qualities. Their new relationship isn't a reflection of you being unworthy. It's a reflection of their inability to sit with their own discomfort. Let them have their stage. Your job is to build a foundation of self-worth that no one's actions can ever shake it again. Number 3, the blaming ex, a test of your accountability. Now, love bugs, let's talk about the ex who rewrites history. In their version of the story, the breakup was 100% your fault, right? They paint you as the villain and themselves as an innocent victim, completely ignoring their own role in how things ended. They might be telling friends and family slanted version of events or sending you long texts listing all of your flaws. The reframe is this: their refusal to accept responsibility points to their own emotional immaturity, not your total failure. Relationships are a two-way street, and a breakdown is almost always a result of dynamics created by both people. An ex who puts all the blame on you is likely engaging in something called projection. They're offloading their own shame and insecurities onto you because it's way easier than doing the hard work of looking at themselves. It's a defense mechanism to protect their own ego. And what does that say about you? This is a huge test of your own ability to hold a more complex truth. It forces you to walk a very fine line between healthy self-reflection and beating yourself up. Yeah, it's important to look at your own behavior and learn from your mistakes so you could show up better next time, but it's just as important to refuse to carry their share of the blame. The lesson here is to develop a strong internal compass for accountability. You can own your own part without carrying theirs. This is your chance to practice some radical self-forgiveness and build strong boundaries against emotional manipulation. You can listen to what they're saying, sort through it for a little while, and take your truths out so you can grow from them and then let the rest go, knowing it belongs to them. If any of this is hitting home and you're starting to see your situation in a new light, take a second to subscribe and click that notification bell. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Which one of these behaviors are you dealing with? Sharing your story is so powerful, love bugs, and it helps everyone here feel a little less alone on this journey. All right, number 4, the jealousy baiting ex, a lesson in your own security. This ex is a bit of a master manipulator. They aren't necessarily showing off a new partner, but they post things that are clearly meant to get a reaction out of you. Maybe it's a picture of your old favorite restaurant with somebody else. Or maybe it's an inside joke that only you and him or her would know. They're baiting you, trying to get a response. Here's the reframe. This behavior isn't a sign of your power, but a sign of their weakness. They're trying to get under your skin because they are desperate for your attention and want reassurance that they still have an effect on you. These actions are a test to see if you're still watching, still emotionally plugged in. In a way, they're the ones who are still stuck on you, using these little games to keep some kind of connection alive, even if it's a negative one. Toxic. So what does this say about you? It offers you a masterclass in building unshakable inner security. Every bait, every post is a little pop quiz. Do you react and give them the validation they're hungry for? Or do you stay calm, centered, and unmoved? The ultimate power move isn't blocking them in a rage, but seeing their attempts for what they are and feeling nothing but indifference. This is where you learn to starve their need for attention and in turn, feed your own peace. Your non-reaction sends the loudest message possible. It says, your games don't work on me anymore, and it shows your emotional state is no longer tied to them, which is the very definition of moving on. Number 5, the silent X, an invitation to your own life. Finally, we have what might be the most agonizing behavior of all, complete and total silence. They've blocked you, unfriended you, and just vanished from your life as if you never even existed. There's no anger, there's no drama, just a void. This one often hurts the most because it can feel like proof that you meant nothing to them. But the reframe is this: their silence isn't necessarily a statement about your worth. It's often a strategy for their own survival. For some people, especially those with an avoidant attachment style, going full no contact is the only way they know how to handle overwhelming emotions. The pain of the breakup might feel so intense that a clean break seems like the only path to healing. Of course, sometimes it's more straightforward. They might just believe it's the healthiest way for them to move on. But what does that silence say about you? It is the clearest, most direct, and maybe the most valuable invitation you'll ever get. An invitation to build your own life. When all the noise from them finally stops, the anger, the blame, the games, you're left with only yourself. That quiet can feel terrifying at first, but it's also a blank canvas. This is your chance to stop pouring your energy into a closed door and finally invest it back into you. This is where the real growth happens, love bugs. You can rediscover hobbies, reconnect with your own dreams, and build a life that is so full and vibrant that you no longer feel the need to look back. Their silence, as painful as it is, creates the space you need to heal and become the person you were always meant to be, entirely on your own terms. So whether your ex is being loud and angry, showing off a new life, blaming you for everything, playing mind games, or giving you the silent treatment, the core message for you is the same. Stop looking to them for the answers. Their behavior is just a whirlwind of their own pain, insecurity, and unresolved feelings. The real answers, the ones that lead to genuine healing and empowerment, are found when you turn the focus back on yourself, on ourselves. Their anger teaches you to find your own peace. Their rebound teaches you your own worth. Their blame teaches you real accountability. Their games teach you inner security, and their silence teaches you how to build your own beautiful life. This breakup isn't just an ending. It's an incredible opportunity for transformation. It's a chance to build a relationship with yourself that is stronger, healthier, and more loving than any you've ever had before. Let them go, love bugs, and in the process, find yourself again. Make all the decisions you can this week with your heart. Choose empathy, and until next time, love bugs, I'm out.